All right, Shakespeare wrote in a meter called Iambic Pentameter. We will examine the finer details of the meter, but one thing it does is it lends a certain predictability to the structure of each line, whether you're reading his plays or his sonnets. Now, please don't Google Iambic Pentameter. Today's activity will involve examining it. To achieve his meter and to emphasize certain words or syllables, Shakespeare also puts some words in unusual locations. For example, instead of asking what dog runs through that field, he may ask what dog through that field runs, putting the verb runs in an unusual location. So sometimes when decoding Shakespeare, it can be helpful to move words into new positions to see if it makes more sense. For example, take a look at line 5. This verb could be moved. What if you put, what if you left the verb there, but you moved this over here? Sometimes the eye of heaven shines too hot. That makes more sense than sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines. Anyway, give it a try. His sonnets have predictability not only in number of lines, but also in rhyme scheme, meter, and other structural elements, one of which involves what we call a turn, or volta. It's often signaled by a word such as but or yet. Now today, you'll examine Sonnet 18, and on the document, please annotate it first. Only after annotating it should you answer the questions that follow. Know this, however, Shakespeare's sentences are unusual and dense, and they can madden us if we try to rush them. So take your time with this and cut yourself some slack. It may be that you understand parts of the sonnet, or even words of the sonnet, and yet not the whole thing. That's okay. There will be many words and lines we can understand better by leaning on one another. Now, if you take a look at the questions down at the bottom, I'm pretty sure you know how to do number 1. Number 2, it's been probably a long time since you looked at syllables. So think of it like this. I'm going to do line number 1. Shall, I, pair, thee, to, a, some, mers, day. Those are syllables. Count them out. See how many there are. See if there are the same in each line. See if there are lines that have exceptions, okay? Let's see. Question number 3 asks about rhythm. Rhythm is about the meter of a line, so see if there's any kind of meter to the line where certain syllables always get emphasized, like the first syllable or the second syllable or the last syllable. See if there's any meter to it. Rhyme scheme is about words and syllables at the ends of lines. So when you're doing rhyme scheme, look at those words. And if 2 lines rhyme, for example, if these 2 happen to rhyme, then put like an A next to each of those. And if other words rhyme, put the same letter next to them.